Hey, welcome to the Talking Mic.
Sheesh.
It's your host, Natilla, and
J Tendo, you already know.
hey, it's been a while,
It's
and
been a
we are
long time.
back.
Yeah.
Really long. And
We've
we
been
are
enjoying
back.
life.
We have been. We needed to.
Time to
Yeah.
get to work.
Time to get back to work.
Yeah.
So we are here today to talk about how culture affects relationship or how culture
Yeah.
differences impact relationships. So
Yeah, I thought this would be a good one because
yeah.
I think I have the experience. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you have
Yeah.
some experience dating someone who probably did not have a similar culture as you. And
Yeah.
you guys let us know what you think. Is that a green flag or red
Right.
flag for you to date someone, or is that a
Mm-hmm.
deal breaker? Let us
Right.
know. But
Would you date somebody out of your
yeah.
culture? Because I know
Mm-hmm.
people can be a little bit like, that's not for me. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So personally, I have dated somebody out of my culture. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Togolese Ghanaian. And
Ooh,
I have dated,
spicy.
and I have dated a Nigerian before.
Okay,
Don't get
pump
me.
the brakes. Slow
Okay,
down.
okay,
You've
all
dated
right.
a Nigerian before.
Yeah.
Let's dissect because
Okay.
there's a
Yes.
lot of things going
There's.
on around, Nigerian man.
Oh
So let's talk
yeah,
about it.
they're Yoruba demons. I don't want
Yeah,
to
what does
speak.
that mean? If you're Nigerian, please leave in the comments below or just send us a DM
It,
what Yoruba demon means
yeah.
because we don't know. Apparently, it's
I know,
inside
but
joke. Anyways, so what's the
yeah.
experience?
The experience was really good. Personally, I love Nigeria. They're wonderful.
Mm,
They're really in tune with their culture, and that's
mm,
like a plus for me because, like, let's say we were to get married, that's something
mm-hmm,
that I want the kids to like, get into the language, the food, how you interact with your parents, your siblings. So all of that stuff does matter to me. Especially the food. Let me just take myself out of the equation for a second. Like I have a friend who I'm not gonna name them or anything, but she married a Nigerian man, and I love this about her. So she has actually learned how to make their cultural food,
oh yeah.
which is really good. So she makes this for him and things like that, and she also make her country food, and so
Mm,
I love the fact that she has quote unquote combined both
mm-hmm.
culture and integrated his culture in their house, where the kids are also able to like learn about their dad's culture, and not only that, also taste the foods and stuff like that. So I think that's really beautiful.
That's a Ghanaian man. I think my feelings are kind of hurt a little bit. You love
Wow.
Nigerian man. What about
Oh my.
Ghanaian man? Anyway, I'm just kidding. But no, that's your experience,
That's
and I
sad.
appreciate
Yeah.
you, sharing that.
Mhm.
But I would love to be in a household like that.
Yeah.
Mama from Togo, daddy from maybe Ghana. That
Yeah.
food combination, those kids would be eating good.
They be
That's for
eating good
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
In my experience, I've dated people from different cultures, and I
Mhm.
really think it plays a role.
Yeah.
At first I thought, culture doesn't matter, color
Mhm.
doesn't matter,
Mhm.
but all these things matter in a way,
It
and
does.
specifically we are emphasizing on culture today.
Right.
In the past, I've dated Americans, let's
Yeah.
put it, and I've dated Africans.
Right.
I would say I've probably dated more Americans than Africans.
Mhm.
But one thing that I realized was the way we think through things and
Right.
the way. So
Processing.
yeah, if something happened, maybe you and I as Africans we could relate because we know our lingo in a way. Like it's
Mhm.
not something that will stop, but we just know as Africans we have certain mannerisms and
Mhm.
ways of doing things that is
Right.
like, oh, it's all right.
Mhm.
But dating someone from an American culture, because somewhat of the American culture is kind of like a little stuck up. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to
It's
explain
it's
it.
a bit different
It's
than
not
the
stuck up in a
African.
negative way, but it's
Right.
just maybe sometimes take things out of context because we Africans are very down to earth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if something is bad, we just say, for example, like in an African home, like your sister could be like, "Oh, you're getting weight too. You're getting
Right.
big." It's normal.
Right. You
But
just laugh it off or just
if you say
call her
that in
something else
American
too.
culture, oh my gosh, you told me I'm fat. No, that's not what it is. But
Your
these
body
are
shaming
no, but
me.
these are just examples.
Right.
Besides the point, I really think it's, if you're looking at a long lasting relationship, sometimes they'll tell you, oh, I can, I understand your
Mhm.
culture, but when it comes down to it, they don't understand.
Mm-mm.
Unless that individual or that American person or wherever culture they're from has
Mhm.
lived in Africa or some African country and has firsthand experienced
Mhm.
how we Africans move, you know what I'm saying? Not to
Interact
say
and
that our
stuff. Yeah.
culture is better
Mhm.
than theirs. It's just we also don't understand their culture.
Right.
So
Yeah. There's a
them
lot
thinking
that we
this,
have
yeah,
to,
and then
yeah,
we thinking this. Sometimes it can be very,
clash.
yeah, a lot of friction there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, I would date anybody from anywhere. But I
Mm-hmm.
think long term,
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer, and the word is prefer. I'm not,
Right.
I prefer maybe someone from an African country.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it does matter a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys let us know what you think.
Right, and
Um,
I think a big aspect of this whole cultural thing is also about being open-minded.
exactly.
Because as you're learning about, somebody culture, you can be too judgy or judgmental toward
Right.
them, like, oh, why do you do that? Well, this is kind of how we do it,
Mm-hmm.
I can't undo it. Like, this is what I've learned, and I've been doing this for so long. I don't even think about why I do it that way. That's just kind of how I was taught, regardless of what it might be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know some people cook a different way. Like when we cook, for example, we might put oil in the pot when it's heated and then
Ooh,
add onion
let's
because
not
it
go
gives
into that side of
flavor.
the conversation.
Right, right. Just an
Whew.
example, right? So you might have to be open minded about why things are done differently than yours,
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to also understand.
I was just gonna
So
say that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think understanding goes a long way, especially when they are not like doing things the normal way you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because normal is your normal is different than my normal.
Yeah.
So and but it's still normal. So we have to like be open minded
There's
about
no
things.
one way for normal.
Right, exactly.
Based or depending on your location. If in America right now, there's a norm.
Mm-hmm.
You take that to Africa, it's
It's
not a norm. You know what I'm
different.
saying?
Yeah.
But you just gotta find that sweet middle spot. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if it's very clear that you guys are from different cultures,
Mm-hmm.
how can we meet in the middle to collaborate or make this work?
Right.
Because if you want to be like, hey, because my culture is better than yours, and sometimes I don't know if it's from the African part or the American part,
Mm-hmm.
people hold on to like, hey, this is the African way, so this is how we do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and because maybe I'm the man, you have to like, compromise. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, put some things that you've learned from a very long period of time away and then adopt something new.
Right. And as you mentioned the whole thing about adapt, so I have
Mm-hmm.
another friend who married out of race completely, not even African.
Okay.
And one of the biggest thing, I am really proud of him for doing this because I know not a lot of African men can do this,
Yeah.
but they don't make certain
Mm.
Ghanaian foods in their household because the
Ah, come
the
on.
spouse is like it
Just kidding.
smells quote unquote unpleasant to her
Oh,
nose. Like let's say when we're
is it that
making
fishy
banku,
smell?
that fishy smell, or the
Oh,
banku, when you ferment corn for a long time and you're about to make
oh
banku.
man.
So he quote unquote tuck that aside. The only time you actually have things like that is if you go to his parents.
That's
So
crazy
he
how
made the sacrifice and adapted to simplify things for her peace of mind and also his peace of mind because if
yeah.
she does not complain, then there is quote unquote
And
no
that would be a
issue.
big issue for me cuz I like
I
what I
know.
like, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
me
saying?
too. It will be a big
Because
problem.
so he is compromising
Hmm.
just
Not
so
only compromising but
but
adapting.
adapting. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the word. Yeah, I don't know, but there's something about that fishy smell that Americans, I think from
Yeah.
my experience, I think Americans hate. We are used to that because
Yeah. It's like,
growing up, we smelled all kinds of stuff. The food might smell a little funny,
but it
give
tastes
you
so good.
that,
Yeah.
but inside your mouth, that sounds a little funny.
Hmm.
But inside your mouth, it's
Yeah.
so delicious.
Yeah.
I could not. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
But no, that's a very very good example.
Yeah.
But yeah, food. Okay, so I guess
Hmm.
compromising or adapting to food.
Yeah.
I was
So,
gonna give this example
yeah.
because I worked one time.
Hmm.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I took sardines
Oh my God. Yeah.
because
No
I
go.
love sardines.
Hmm.
But when I opened it, it smelled just fine to me. But
Yeah.
everybody that walked past was like
They were making,
giving like me mugging me
like, why would you do
like
that?
what are
And
you
there is an
eating?
unspoken rule. Don't bring fish to the office.
I mean,
I mean, if that's all
if
you
it's a
eat, what?
doctor's prescription to eat sardines every, hey, I gotta take care of my health. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, go ahead. You're gonna
Yeah, I
say
was gonna
something.
ask you. So you said you have dated outside of the African race
Yeah,
and, American. So like,
yeah.
what have you learned about both, cultures?
I
What
think
what
I
is
think
one
both
thing that you can
cultures,
say?
cultures are beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but um I think our culture. I will be biased in saying this
Mhm.
because I'm African. I
Yeah.
think before moving here, I didn't realize how rich our culture was.
Mhm.
Like simple things like, hey, respecting the elderly, saying please.
Mhm.
To an American, they'll look like, why are you bowing down to this guy?
Right. Why you bending your knee? Why
But it's
you?
just a gesture of
Yeah.
respect.
Mhm.
And certain other things,
Mhm.
there's probably a lot that maybe I couldn't talk about right now. But
Right.
I think our culture, I'm not saying American culture is not
Yeah, that's not
great,
what we're
but
saying.
I can relate strongly
Right.
with my culture
Mhm.
because that's what I've experienced and
Right.
that's what I know. But is that aspect of respect?
Mhm.
One thing that was a culture shock for me was you
In the
know
relationship.
in the
Mhm.
relationship
Mhm.
was in America they love dogs.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hanging out with someone and their dog,
Yeah.
big dog,
Kiss.
is on their bed
Oh.
and they're kissing them.
Yeah.
Cringy. It's like, oh, don't bite. But in Ghana or in Africa, dogs are meant to be, securities or like
Yeah.
protectors.
Mhm.
So, in a way, I was traumatized
Yeah.
because I've been chased by dogs before. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I have.
Almost bitten.
Right.
And if you grew up in an environment like that, it would take a very long time for you to adapt
Mhm.
to a whole different culture where dogs are like the sweetest things ever. And that was a
Yeah.
very big shock for me because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, pet him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want the dog's
To bite me
tongue
or.
touching. It
Mhm.
was so cringy. But that
Yeah.
was another one too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But there's so many experiences we might have to make time for
Yeah,
that.
another
But
episode
did
too.
you did you have any other
Um,
that can pop up your head right now and tell us?
no, I think I'm right along yours. Not mine is not a
There's
dog
so
or anything,
many.
but
Yeah.
I would say the cleanliness for me was a big thing.
Ooh, okay.
Um, I think in our culture we're really clean. We
Mm.
like to keep our areas like,
Mhm.
clean and kind of how we place certain things in a certain area and like
Mhm.
I just saw cuz when I was in undergrad I did date an American guy and that
Okay.
was the only American guy I dated.
Sheesh.
And yeah, I was like, I kind of learned a little bit, and that kind
Mhm.
of made me wanted
Be
to.
like,
I
you know
think
what? This is not what I
right, it
want.
might not be for
Yeah.
but yeah,
I mean,
I
there
I
are some.
think again, it just depends also on the individual. Not to
Mhm.
say that the whole again every American person is like that
Yeah.
or every African American, but it
Yeah.
just depends on the individual as well. So yeah.
There are some instances where it's worked really good for them, but I think,
Hmm.
like you said, openness and understanding is at the bottom of like, is the foundation
Yeah.
of their. It's probably the foundation of their relationship.
Yeah.
But let us know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Is
Would
that a
you?
deal breaker culture? Is that a
Mhm.
deal breaker, or you're open to trying different things?
Right.
Wink, wink. but I think that would be it, right?
Yeah.
You want to close it out?
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Again, my name is Natilla. You can follow me at Natty's Queendom
Mm-hmm.
and
Follow me at JAY_TENDO_ on Instagram for great Afrobeat
yeah.
music. I'm about to drop a new spice or new music very soon next month.
Okay.
Just expect the best from J Tando as always. But we hope that you
You
guys
enjoy
enjoyed this
segment.
conversation. We would really want to know what you guys think about
Yeah.
this topic because I think it's a hot topic. So
Yeah.
let us know what you think. Until next
Next
time,
time.
we'll see you. Sheesh. That was good.
Yes.